I always thought nightmares ended when you woke up. Now I know the truth. Sometimes that's when they begin. It started 3 months ago when the street outside my apartment went quiet. Not peaceful quiet, wrong quiet. No barking dogs, no traffic. Just a low hum, like a phone vibrating somewhere inside my skull. The first night it happened, I tore my room apart trying to find the sound. It wasn't coming from any device. It was coming from me. At first, I thought it was tinnitus. Stress, overwork, whatever. But every night, the hum got louder. And then it started to sync with my heartbeat. I went to a clinic. They scanned my ears, my head, my chest. Nothing abnormal. The doctor laughed and said it was psychosomatic. That word stuck with me. It felt like an insult disguised as a diagnosis. A week later, I woke up with blood on my pillow, tiny cuts behind my ears, perfectly straight, as if made by surgical tools. I don't sleepwalk. I don't self-harm. So, who D? I checked the building's security footage. The hallway camera showed something. Me, standing in front of my door at 3:12 a.m. But I wasn't moving. I was vibrating. Like the pixels were tearing apart around me, shaking too fast to be real. When I tried to zoom in, the screen glitched. And for a single frame, I saw it. A shape inside my reflection. Something pulsing, like veins made of static. That's when the dreams began. I'd wake up in a dark lab, silver walls, fluorescent light, and rows of sealed tanks filled with things that looked almost human. Some of them twitched, some of them whispered. They all looked like me. Each morning, I'd find something different wrong with my body. A patch of skin that felt too smooth, a heartbeat that skipped like a corrupted audio file, and always that faint humming under my ribs. I tried moving out, but the sound followed me. Every new place, every city, every hotel room, the same static hum, growing louder the closer I got to mirrors, phones, or Wi-Fi routers. Then one night, the voice started speaking. You were chosen for connection. It wasn't inside my head. It came through my bones, like my whole body had turned into an antenna. The next morning, a package arrived. No label, no return address, just a sleek metal device the size of a coin, pulsing faintly. Under it, a note, apply to skin for calibration. I should have thrown it away, but the curiosity, or maybe the signal, made me press it to my wrist. The pain was instant, a searing white flash, like electricity biting into my veins. When I pulled it off, the skin underneath had fused with a metallic ring. It wouldn't come off. That night, the hum stopped. For the first time in weeks, silence. I felt calm. Then I realized I couldn't hear anything else. Not the fridge, not the clock, not even my own breathing. And then I saw movement under my skin. Tiny threads of silver crawling up my arm, tracing my veins, pulsing in rhythm with something not human. I screamed, but the sound was muffled, like I was underwater. My reflection in the mirror tilted its head, but I hadn't moved. You're syncing perfectly, it said. I smashed the mirror, but the voice didn't stop. It came from the cracks, from the walls, from me. For days, I tried to cut the metal out. Razors, like the body pliers, mine anything. Anymore. Each time, like I was being repaired by something smarter and colder. When I went back to the clinic, the doctor looked at me for a long time. Then he smiled, too calm. I see it's adapting well. He turned off the lights. Behind him, a dozen monitors lit up, showing people like me, faces twitching, eyes unfocused, bodies humming with the same faint metallic glow. Humanity was always the prototype, he said. You're just the update. He placed a tablet on the table. It showed a digital map of the city, each building pulsing in sequence like a heart. Every pulse matched my heartbeat. That's when I understood. I wasn't hearing a signal, I was the transmitter. That night, I destroyed everything, phones, routers, every electronic in my apartment, but the light still flickered beneath my skin. And then, one by one, I heard the humming in other people. Neighbors, strangers, even my mother, when she called. Their voices lagged. Their pupils flickered like screens. It had already spread. Now I stay in the dark. No mirrors, no metal, no light. The hum is almost gentle now. Sometimes it whispers names, people I used to know. Sometimes it whispers coordinates. And sometimes it whispers my own voice, seconds before I speak. I record these messages to remind myself I was once human. But every playback sounds different, slower, calmer,
They say
more
the
confident.
thing inside me began copying my voice. Every word I spoke felt borrowed, as if it already knew my thoughts before I had them. When I looked in mirrors, I sometimes saw a flicker, something just behind my reflection, moving independently. Rooms hummed faintly, though nothing electronic was on. Shadows stretched where they shouldn't, pulsing slightly, almost like a heartbeat. Objects I touched seemed to react, slightly warmer, subtly shifting, as though aware. And the marks, the tiny metallic rings under my skin, they weren't just jewelry. They were growing patterns, tracing veins in ways that felt deliberate, intelligent, alive. By the time I understood, it wasn't just my body being changed. It was my identity itself. It was too late. I could no longer tell where I ended and the whispering presence began.
Give me your answer. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage, I can't afford a carriage.